The Knicks have won 4 straight games. This is unbelievable. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies so bad that it made their all-star and Ja Morant make a shocking move. We're going to break down exactly what he did recently. But before we get started, guys, about 54% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. We are still on that mission to try to reach 25,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. The Knicks break Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. New York had one of their best wins of the entire season after they dominated, decimated, took apart the Memphis Grizzlies. And Ja Morant was at the start of it all because once Mikal Bridges was on him, he never left him. He caused a problem for him all night long. Had him in jail. Locked up. They won't let him out. They tried, but he was still locked up because Mikal had him in jail. And when it wasn't Mikal, it was either Josh Hart or OG Anunoby. The switches were real, and it was bothering Ja Morant. So much so that he had one of his worst performances of the entire season. And then after the game, after the Knicks blew out the Grizzlies by 37 points and doing it by great defense, by great player movement, by great ball movement, we saw Ja Morant after the game make a shocking move on social media. As you can see here, Ja Morant's profile on the app X, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't load. Tried it once, tried it again, tried it a few more times, but something went wrong and it won't allow me to try again. Why is that? Why are we seeing this? Oh, wait, I know why. It's because Ja Morant was in jail by Mikal Bridges. The Knicks broke the Grizzlies and in turn broke Ja Morant. So much so that he couldn't go on social media. He couldn't enjoy what the Grizzlies were doing for the couple of other games they were playing before they faced the Knicks. How good of a team that they were being. The fact that they were number 3 in the Western Conference and the Knicks are number 3 in the Eastern Conference. But you see, there are levels to this, and the Knicks showed you. There are levels to how the Knicks are going to play and how the Grizzlies are going to play. The Grizzlies are a very good team. They didn't have it last night. Ja Morant didn't have it last night. We can chalk it up to a bad night for them, but when you watch the game, it was the defense, the turnovers, the transition play, the fast break points, the one-man fast break at times that was Josh Hart, the ball movement, the way the Knicks were moving themselves and the way they were moving without the ball was just so impressive. And all of those reasons are why the Knicks had their best game of the entire season. Their defense finally was consistent from start to finish. That's what I was waiting for the entire season. And now that they've proved that they can play that level of defense consistently, we need to see it each and every night. Because clearly, when the Knicks play like that, it turns Mikal into a completely different player. And over the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 games, Mikal Bridges has looked like a different player. The exact player that we traded for this past offseason. And when you take a look at the numbers, you'll understand why. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau on the app X for giving us this little bit of a stat about Mikal Bridges. According to them, Mikal Bridges in his last 4 games has been matched up with Trae Young, playing very well. D'Angelo Russell, since headed back to Brooklyn, he's been playing phenomenal. De'Aaron Fox, I mean, let's face it, guys. There's a reason he's one of the hottest names on the trade market right now. He is that good. And of course, Ja Morant. Mikal has been matched up with all of them. those guys shot a combined 25 of 72, 34.7% in those games when Mikal Bridges was on them. The demon is back. And yes, he is. And if you need any more evidence of that, Ja Morant, when Mikal Bridges was on him, for the most part in that game, 10 points, 38% from the field, 4 turnovers, negative 41. And Hater Central has the funny caption of saying, washed at 25. He's back. The Mikal Bridges that we've all wanted, that I wanted to see for so long. We finally saw a glimpse of that player against the Memphis Grizzlies. That two-way play from Mikal Bridges was probably the best I've seen him do in a Knicks uniform the entire season. Yes, he's had good games on both ends of the floor. Going back to the Christmas Day game with Wemby when he was having that battle against him. Great game. But the game last night against the Grizzlies, what he was doing against Ja Morant, how he was holding him, keeping him in jail, and then conversely on the other side, getting whatever he wanted, dancing inside, cutting inside, getting open three-point shots, and making sure every single one of his shots mattered and they counted. His efficiency is getting better and better game by game. And the way he's playing other stars around the league, this is the Mikal Bridges that you traded all of those picks for. Because this is the level of play you wanted. You wanted a player to shut down the opposing star, but also have a team in place that can get you buckets in bunches. The Knicks are capable of doing all of that. They have the players capable of playing that level of defense, but they also have the players capable of shooting you out of the gym. And one thing we have to acknowledge, last night, Tom Thibodeau in that second quarter went with Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, Cam Payne, Deuce McBride, and Precious Achiuwa. And that lineup was one of the main reasons the Knicks were able to blow out that game in the second quarter and go up with a little bit of a lead going into halftime because of the way those guys play together, the way they switch, the way they play in terms of their offense, how they attack, where they are on the floor. They just understand everything about each other, or at least last night, that's how it seems. Now, for me, the lineup to play that I really want to see is the 4 bench players and Mikal Bridges. Because in my opinion, if you play that lineup, you will unlock another ball handler, Mikal Bridges himself. But if I can't have that, I will settle for 2 starters and 3 bench players. And if it's 2 starters, I'm okay with Mikal and Karl Anthony Towns and those 3 other bench players. Because that lineup, like I said, they're very good. They move without the ball. They're unselfish. They pass the ball very well. But more than anything else, they take advantage of the mismatches. And Precious Achiuwa is the 4 in that lineup. So you have him play his natural position, and then you get Karl Anthony Towns sometimes playing the 4 or sometimes playing the 5 with that lineup. Probably playing the 5 when he's on offense, and on defense, he might be playing the 4 with that lineup. And I have no problems with that because if the Knicks have an advantage, they're going to seek it out and utilize it. And that's what I love about that lineup being out there. And we did that against the Grizzlies. So much so that we broke them and their all-star in Ja Morant. Now, he's not doing all his smiles anymore, all his high fives around the locker room with his team, with his bench anymore. He's not being happy on social media. He's not even on social media. And if you want to find him, oh, I'm sorry. Something went wrong. Try again. Oh, you loaded up again? Something went wrong. Try again. Oh, you did another search? I'm sorry. Something went wrong. Try again. You know, it's funny. That's what the Grizzlies did all last night. They tried again and again and again until the second half, till that third quarter, until the massacre began with Mikal to Jalen to Cat. And then in the fourth, boom, game gets even more blown open and nobody can say a thing. Ja just on the bench upset, while our bench is going crazy because essentially the Knicks gave all the fans in attendance last night their version of a dunk contest. And I think everybody would agree. The winner, even though it was kind of close at the end there, was Miles McBride. And for nothing else besides the slam, the look, and the mean face afterwards. Deuce, you didn't have to do him like that. We were already killing them. To demolish them like that, to do the dunk like you did, and then give him that face? My goodness. Disrespectful. Don't you think so, Ja? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Something went wrong. Try again. Maybe I will try again at a later date in the future. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks absolutely destroying the Grizzlies and in the process breaking their all-star Ja Morant so badly that you can't find him on social media anymore? Sorry, try again. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.